Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Dear students, welcome back into English language vocabulary. And the lesson of today is birth and death from cradle to grave. At the beginning, pregnancy is the 9-month period when a woman is expecting a baby. It begins with conception when the mother's egg is fertilized and an embryo implants in the mother's womb or uterus. Most mothers conceive naturally, but some are helped by fertility drugs or other procedures such as IVF. As the fetus grows, it is fed through the mother's placenta. After 40 weeks, the mother usually goes into labor. If this doesn't happen naturally, she may be induced. Usually, a mother is helped to give birth by a midwife. Sometimes a surgeon is needed to deliver the baby by cesarean section. Okay, let's go to the synonyms and meanings of words. Birth and death from a cradle to grave. Cradle, this is an expression from cradle to grave. In Arabic, it translates من المهد إلى اللحد. Okay, pregnancy is the noun. The adjective is pregnant. The adjective is pregnant. Pregnancy is the 9-month period when a woman is expecting a baby. Okay? It begins with conception. Conception here is another word for pregnancy, الحمل, التكوين. Okay? So conception, it's time when a sperm and egg meet and a baby starts to form. This is the meaning of pregnancy, of conception. Okay? So it begins with conception when the mother's egg is fertilized. يتم تخصيبها. And an embryo implants. What is an embryo? Embryo, a human egg, in its first 8 weeks after fertilization. This is the embryo. Okay, so it is number 4, developing baby. Exactly, it's the developing baby inside the womb of a woman when an embryo implants in the mother's womb or uterus. The womb is الرحم. It's not womb, no, it's womb or uterus, scientific expression. Okay, scientific expression, the uterus. Okay, most mothers conceive naturally. Most mothers conceive from conception. Conceive means become pregnant. Okay, because conception is pregnancy. So most mothers conceive naturally, but some are helped by fertility drugs. These are drugs that women take in order to help them become pregnant. Okay, drugs that help a woman to become pregnant. Okay, or other procedures such as IVF. And IVF is an abbreviation for in vitro fertilization. In vitro fertilization. Again, it is in vitro fertilization. It is a process that fertilizes a woman's egg in a laboratory. Babies born in this way are sometimes referred to as test tube babies. أطفال أنابيب, test tube babies. So IVF, it is in vitro fertilization. As the fetus, الجنين, as the fetus grows, it is fed through the mother's placenta, المشيمة. How it is fed? It is fed through the mother's placenta. What is placenta? It is sometimes called after birth. Placenta, after birth. كيس دموي يخرج بعد الميلاد. الكيس الدموي اللي بيغذي الجنين. كيس دموي في رحم المرأة يغذي الجنين. Placenta. So, after the fetus, الجنين, grows, it is fed up through the mother's placenta. After 40 weeks, the mother usually goes into labor. المخاض, الطلق. Okay, she goes into labor. She goes into labor. If this doesn't happen naturally, she may be induced. To make a woman start giving birth to a baby by giving her special drugs. So to induce a woman, okay, if a woman is induced to deliver a baby or to go into labor, it means she takes some specific drugs in order to start the process of what? Of giving birth to a baby. Usually a mother is helped to give birth, okay, by a midwife. Sometimes midwife, القابلة. Sometimes the surgeon or a surgeon is needed to deliver the baby by cesarean section. Surgeon is needed to deliver. Deliver, give birth. Deliver is the same as give birth. Okay, help the mother to give birth. Okay, so sometimes a surgeon is needed to deliver the baby by cesarean section. Caesarean, قيصري, caesarean section. Okay, operation in which the mother's abdomen and womb are cut open to allow the baby to be removed. Okay, okay, good. So expect, when it means expect a baby, is only used in the continuous form. So expecting a baby is always used in the gerund if it is, used to mean expecting a baby. So in this context, it is used in the ing form. So expect, when it means expect a baby, is only used in the continuous form. For example, Helena and her sister are both expecting babies. Okay, good. At the end, more and more people these days are living to a ripe old age. My aunt, for example, that's my late father's sister, is 93. She has been a pensioner for more years than she worked. She lives in a sheltered accommodation, but she's not at all doddery or gaga. She's lucky still to have all her wits about her because a lot of elderly people develop dementia. Funerals are changing a lot too. I went to one recently where there was a coffin in the colors of the dead man's football team. And at the wake, his sister told me she would put it in her will, that her own ashes are to be sent up in a rocket. Funerals now are often more about celebrating a person's life rather than just about mourning. As for me, I think I'd prefer an ordinary cremation, but then I'd quite like to have my ashes scattered at sea as I love sailing. Okay, so again, more and more people these days are living to a ripe old age. It means to a very old age, to a very old age. Okay, my aunt, for example, that's my late. Late here means now dead. If somebody will say, for example, my late mom, my late father, my late brother, it means now he is dead, now dead. Okay, my aunt, for example, that's my late father's sister, is 93. She has been a pensioner. A pensioner, صاحب معاش. Okay, pension, المعاش, pension. Okay, so the meanings are here. Okay, so you can look, I mean, for the different meanings here. Okay, so she has been a pensioner for more years than she worked. She lives in sheltered accommodation, special housing for old people. This is sheltered accommodation. Special, again, special housing for old people. But she's not at all doddery or gaga. Doddery or gaga. Okay, what is doddery? What is gaga? Here, doddery, number five, doddery, weak and unable to walk well, usually because of old age. Again, weak and unable to walk. As a result of what? As a result of being old. Gaga, unable to think clearly because of old age. So it's not the same, but the reason is the same. Okay? The reason is the same. The reason is because the person is, or an individual is old, is very old. Okay? Doddery is unable to walk. Gaga is unable to think clearly. Okay? She's lucky still to have all her wits around her or about her, to have all her wits about her. Okay? To be able to think quickly and react accordingly. To be able, this is to have all her or his wits about her or about him. Okay? To have all her wits about her means to be able to think quickly and react accordingly. Okay? is still able to think and react quickly because a lot of elderly people develop dementia. Dementia الخرف. Okay? Dementia, an illness that causes problems with memory loss. With memory loss. Okay? Funerals are changing a lot too. I went to one recently where there was a coffin, tabut. There was a coffin in the colors of the dead man's football team. And at the wake, what is a wake? A wake الاجتماع بعد ما يموت الميت, بعد دفن الميت. Okay, a gathering of family and friends after a funeral. After a funeral. Okay, and sorry, here, gathering of family and friends after a funeral. After a funeral. Okay, at the wake, his sister told me she would put it in her will. هتحطها في الوصية. That her own ashes are to be sent up in a rocket. Okay, ashes بعد حرق الجثة يبقى الashes الرماد. So what is her will? Her will is her ashes are to be sent up in a rocket. Funerals now are often more about celebrating a person's life rather than just about mourning. أكثر منها حدادا على الشخص. Okay? As for me, I think I'd prefer an ordinary cremation. حرق الجثة. Cremate the dead body. Cremation, حرق الجثة. Okay? But then I'd quite like to have my ashes scattered, نثرها, at sea, as I love sailing. Okay? As I love sailing. Okay? Good. So the meanings are here. Death in different registers. Death in different registers. Okay. Expression of sympathy. Registers here means styles of language. Death in different registers. A register is different styles of language. Okay? Expression of sympathy. Expressions of sympathy. Expressions of sympathy. Please accept my condolences. تقبل التعازي. Okay? Formal. I was so sorry to hear or learn of your loss. This is informal. Mhm. Euphemism. Euphemism for to die. What is euphemism? An indirect word that people use to refer to something unpleasant in order to make it more acceptable. لطف التعبير. تستخدم كلمة ألطف من كلمة. Okay? لطف التعبير. So it is an expression or a word that is used indirectly to refer to something unpleasant to make it like to make it more acceptable. To make it more acceptable. Okay? To make it more acceptable. Like euphemism for to die, to pass away, to pass on, to pass over. Okay? All these are different synonyms for to die. Okay? Okay. Very informal expressions for being close to death. Close to death. يعني على شفا حفرة من الموت. Close to death, like to be at death's old door. To be at death's door. الموت على الباب. Okay, يعني على شفا حفرة, على حافة قبره. To be on your last legs. If somebody is on his last legs, أيضا على حافة قبره. Okay? Often used about machines, like my laptop's on its last legs. Okay? My laptop is on its last legs. Okay? Newspaper words, fatalities, الموتى, القتلى, but it is dead people. Okay? Dead people, fatalities. Perished, died, slaughtered, violently killed, slaughtered, قتل, slaughtered, okay, perished, died, okay. Legal words, the deceased, the dead person, okay, the deceased, the dead person, okay. To bequeath, to leave something in a will, bequeath, okay, bequeath, to bequeath, to leave something in a will. يعني يوصي بشيء في وصية. To leave something in a will. Noun, A bequest, to inherit. Okay, as a noun, it is a bequest, okay? The money or property that you ask to be given to somebody when you die. الوصية. Okay, الوصية. Bequest. Bequeath is the verb, bequest is the noun. Inherit. يرث. To receive something from somebody or someone who has died. As a noun, an inheritance. Inheritance. Okay, الورثة. To die. Okay, okay. To die intestate without having made a will. To die intestate. Intestate without having made a will. بدون ترك وصية. If somebody dies intestate, it means he or she doesn't leave a will. Okay, or doesn't leave a will. لم يترك وصية. Okay, thank you very much. All the best.